Good morning everyone. So the other day I went to Home Depot and I got some really good plants that were on sale. It's the end of the season for us here in New Hampshire, so things are kind of buttoning up, and all the big box stores and nurseries put tons of stuff on sale, which is perfect. Perfect for us gardeners and maybe not so much for them. So I have a few plants over here that I'm going to show you, and we are going to be planting in this bed over here. So if you remember when we were installing the irrigation in this area, I talked about how I wanted to replace these black-eyed Susans with Echanacea. Well, what did they have on sale but Echanacea? This is Echanacea purpurea, or purple cone flower, and I thought it would be perfect for this area over here. I think it's going to look very nice with the sedum. Now the back all is going to be changing. I'm going to be ripping out the thyme, and the next season I'm going to be spraying all of the lily of the valley that comes up over here. So I have to take out everything from this area over here, the things that I want, like the irises and the phlox that's behind that, and I'm going to let the lilies of the valley come up, and then I will be spraying them because that's the only way I can get rid of them. I tried to smother them, I tried to pull them, I tried so many things, but I think the only thing that's going to work is just spraying them, unfortunately. I'll have to probably put some cardboard or something to protect the echinaceas from getting the spray on them when I'm spraying the lilies of the valley. But maybe by that time the echinaceas will still be dormant because it's going to be early spring. So we'll have to see about that. So these actually have some blooms that are going to be blooming soon, which is really exciting. I did not expect to have echinaceas this year, and especially echinaceas with blooms on them. And this is what it's going to look like. So that's super exciting. Also, if you look inside in here, you can see tons of plants. So even though I only have 3 pots, I'm going to be able to divide them to fill in this area. I thought about going back and purchasing some more to fill up this area, but then I thought again, and I stopped myself from doing that because there are plenty of plants in here. These plants will bush up and put tons of growth on in the coming up years. So in about 2 years they'll be fully grown. So I can be a little patient. I'll divide them and plant them. They won't look super full in the beginning, but in about 2 years they will. Also, right over here I have this green mountain boxwood. This is the only plant that I wasn't able to get on sale, but I got a whole bunch of plants on sale, and unfortunately the boxwoods were not on sale. And they didn't have a smaller size of this boxwood. That was the only size they had of this variety. So my plan is to have this boxwood basically where I have it right here. So I'm going to be pulling these out. These are annuals, they're not perennials. This is flax. I'm going to be pulling them out and planting the boxwood in here, and my plan for it is to form it into a kind of a ball shape. At first I was thinking cone, but I think a ball would look better in this place over here, and I think it should have enough space where it is. Yeah, I think so. I forgot to tell you about the zones for these things. So the Echanacea is hardy to zone 4, and the boxwood as well is hardy to zone 4, I think. Let me check. Okay, I'll take that back. The boxwood is hardy to zone 5, and it grows about 5 feet tall and 3 feet wide. That's the maximum it can grow to. So I don't necessarily want it to be 5 feet tall, but so I'm always going to be shearing it back and shaping it into this ball form. And the echinaceas, I believe they grow about 2 to 3 feet tall and 18 inches wide. That all depends on the varieties of Echanacea you have. Some varieties are shorter than others, and my husband is chopping up some wood. This variety, I believe, is one of the tallest varieties. This is native to North America. I believe it's also native to New Hampshire, and which is perfect. It's going to bring in all those beneficial insects, and the monarchs and the swallowtails love Echanacea. So I'm happy to have it over here in front of the house so that when we look out the window we can see some butterflies, or when we walk over here, that would be nice. Also, I think its color attracts the hummingbirds. I don't know if hummingbirds are actually able to take nectar from it, but they might be, I don't know. And I need to do some research on that. I don't know if each petal is a source of nectar or not, or yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get all these plants planted. I have some I have my hori knife so that I can divide these echinaceas, and I also have a big shovel with me because we have a big boxwood in here, and I have some plant tone that I'm going to be using to fertilize these plants. I know it's fall, and some people say that you don't necessarily have to fertilize during this time, but I'm putting these plants in the ground. Well, it's not technically fall. It's almost fall. We are getting cool temperatures, but this week we are in the 80s, and I think one day is supposed to get in the 90s. So these plants are gonna get in the ground. They will still be able to take up some nutrients, and in the spring some of those nutrients will be present. Also, they'll be able to take them, and I'll probably be fertilizing them a little bit in the spring as well, especially the boxwood. Our soil pH is 6.8. One boxwood that I planted in one of my flower bed struggled a little bit, so I had to give it some soil acidifier and some nitrogen. So we'll see about this one. I'm not going to give it any soil acidifier at this point right now, but if I see that it needs it, if I see some yellowing in the leaves, then I will give it some soil acidifier. If not, I think it should be okay. I might feed it with Hollytone because Hollytone already has the soil acidifier present in it. And it's also an organic fertilizer. So if I notice that this is happening, it's getting chlorosis, then in the future I'll fertilize it with Hollytone and instead of plant tone. It's a shrub also. It is woody, so it's going to need some fertilizer that's meant for woody plants. And right now I'm just using plant tone because that's what I grabbed, and I don't feel like grabbing anything else. So let's go ahead and get these plants planted in the ground. I said this is flax. This is actually chia, and I've been waiting for it to bloom the entire summer and still didn't bloom. I do like the foliage though, and it smells good. So I don't know if you can actually use the foliage on chia plants, but it's really interesting. It's not a lot of roots. I think I can just easily divide them, or I can also use my hori knife over here. I can divide this even more, but I'm just going to keep it to 3 divisions, and I want this area to be pretty thick with them. I got 9 divisions from these 3 pots of Echanacea, and I place them about a foot apart, give or take. I know they're going to grow 18 inches wide, but I want them to kind of fill in this space. I don't want any space in between them. And there is some wild viola in the back, and I like the wild viola. and I kind of want to use it as a ground cover in here. It grows naturally in here, so I'm just going to leave it. If later on I change my mind, I can always take it out, but for now I'm just going to leave it because it acts as a weed suppressant and it has beautiful spring blooms. So here's the boxwood. Sorry, there's too much sun right now, so it's hard to show you how everything looks like, and it is super hot. I think the boxwood is going to look very nice in here. I need to, not now, next season, I need to groom these over here, the creeping phlox, and right behind them you can see the black-eyed Susans. No, they're not black-eyed Susans anymore. These are Echanacea purpurea, and I think they're going to look very nice. And it's true the boxwood will be hiding some of the Echanacea in here, but if you go on this side over here you'll be able to see it, and same over on this side. And I think we might still be able to see the blooms if we're standing from here of these two Echanacea in here. But I just wanted to make sure that it's going to look beautiful from all angles, and I do like the position of this boxwood, and I will be shearing it in the fall, early fall, once the temperatures start to cool down, or once we get a week that has low temperatures like in the 60s, then I'll shear it. And I'm also going to be getting an emitter, a 1 gallon emitter, and popping it in here, and another one for that Echanacea over here, 1/2 gallon emitter, and for that one right there. So I'll point the emitter upwards, and that one is going to point down towards the root ball of the plant. This way they can all get some water. I mean, there is an emitter between these two, so I suppose this one is probably okay, because I don't have an emitter at every single plant. That's how I had it for the black-eyed Susans, but right now I think, no, there is actually an emitter at every single plant. Wow, that worked out perfectly. I didn't even notice. Okay, so I will then put an emitter for that one over there, for actually the last two right there. Let me go ahead and grab the emitters and install them, and then we are going to water them because they're looking a little bit wilty. I will be shearing back the boxwood twice a year, mid to late spring and early to late fall. So this is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be leaving a video for you right here. And if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.